Hey, Jules Buzz Vegan, and as always, welcome to my channel. And for those of you who are new, I know you can benefit. I know, you're like, Jules, you get us to do the self-care challenge and then you just ditch us. Sort of. Sort of. And thanks for those of you who subscribe and use the little bell to say, hey, she's back on. What happened was the end of the self-care challenge was Thanksgiving Day. Yay, God. And so much to be grateful for. And when I went to Thanksgiving, a couple of people there were like, oh, this isn't a cold. It's just allergies. Okay, so their allergies got me. They got me. So the next day, I'm like, ooh, that's weird. I'm feeling a little buggy. Are you familiar? Oh my gosh. Okay. Praise God, because I've been eating right. In no way did it hit my lungs, which I'm so grateful for because, hello, asthmatic, right? And it barely got me. It was just enough to know that I was off my game. And so that happened on like 26th, 27th. Today is the 28th. So, yeah, that couple of days there, I just had to let it go. I was just like, I'm just going to drink a lot of fluid, get in all my vitamin C, which I absolutely do and love. I'm going to trust, this way of eating to take care of me. And I'm going to get to school on Monday. So today's Monday. I got to school. 6 of my kids were absent, and 6 should have been absent. But they weren't. They were so disgusting. Just Kleenex, coughing, sneezing. I luckily talked every one of them into putting on a mask. I'm like, I cannot afford to get sick. I cannot afford whatever it is you're dealing out. I can't. And all of them, which is kind of hard for middle school, were willing to honor that and wore a mask. Because, oh my gosh, there is so much stuff going around, right? Between is it RSV? RSV, I think. Of course, still COVID for so many. Over 300 die every single day in our country. What other things were there? And I know a lot of secret people who had COVID that just didn't want to admit it to anybody, which is fine. I mean, it's their personal business, but more people have COVID than we think. And it's a tough one, and only for people who actually know concretely that they've had it. Not the people who are like, oh, I had COVID, it was nothing. I walk in the park, liar, liar, pants on fire, okay? So bad. It was not a walk in the park. It's not a walk in the park for anybody. Anyway, so praise God, I'm so much better. And I had to be gentle with myself. The difficult thing is we've been in the middle of the arm challenge, right? And it's not just your arms, let's be fair. I mean, oh my gosh, it works my thighs when I do those dips. It works my lungs when I'm like punching my stuff. Like, it's a lot. And I'm so happy to do it. But my promise was not to get behind. And of course, taking a couple days off to care for myself, I most certainly did get behind. So what I was trying to figure out, one second, I'm going to pull it up. Maybe you guys could help me. Un momento, por favor. Is it you? I think it is. Come on. No. That is a hard no. Let's try one more time. How about you? Is it you? Ding, ding, ding. It is you. Okay, so let's check it. So Thanksgiving Day was a break. Yay, God. The 25th, I did not do it. The 26th, I did not do it. Yesterday was the 27th, I did, and today's the 28th. Technically, today is a break, so one of those 25s or 26s can be moved into the day of rest. But yeah, I'm definitely going to have to go till the 1st. I'm going to finish it, you guys. I've been so proud of myself. Like, seriously, I have been so committed. I don't care how much it hurts. I don't care how much I break it up, like 20 here, 20, 20, 20, whatever it is. I've been really proud to do this one, and I did have to be gentle with myself. But yeah, I will definitely continue and just go through the 1st. Now, on the 1st, we're going to do another challenge because I want to make sure we do that 10,000 steps a day. And I know a lot of people get 10,000, but I also know, like myself, a lot of you guys compromise. And if you're at 85, you stop, you decide to do 12 one day and 8 another, and hopefully it'll balance out and all of that. But what if we really, really do just do 10,000 for the month of December? Are you in? We can even offer it up. I mean, I offer things up in prayer all the time. But there's a ton of groups out there that are like, will you walk for our group? You can do whatever you want. But that's my goal. And of course, we'll continue with self care and all the things. But speaking of self care, with my kids being so sick at school and all that's going on, I just wanted to look up some vegan friendly cold and flu remedies. Now, as always, I'm sharing this for myself, right? It's of interest to me. I always hope it'll interest someone else. It's nothing you need to do. And like any good buffet, I was going to say smorgasbord, but any good buffet, you look it over and you grab a couple of things that appeal to you, right? And that fit into your plan. Okay, so let's do this. This is called 15 Vegan Friendly Cold and Flu Remedies by, I'd love to know. It's called myvegan.com. Interesting. Myvegan.com. Okay. And remember, vegan isn't a diet. Vegan is a belief that all sentient beings deserve to be protected, have a right to live, and don't need to be used as a product. So what we're really doing is plant-based diet, a vegan plant-based diet, right? Because plant-based by nature is vegan. It just may not be vegan for the animals. Okay. So this is by Amy Jackson, and it reads, when following a plant-based diet, it can be difficult to know what the best options are for you when trying to figure out how to get rid of a cold or flu. There are, however, plenty of natural cold remedies and immune-boosting foods out there that you can fit into your diet, and not just when you're unwell either. Vegan-friendly supplements are also extremely convenient and efficient way to boost daily intake of essential micronutrients, particularly if you don't have time or are too unwell to cook with fresh ingredients. If you're currently trying to fight a cold, fear not. We've put together a selection of vegan-friendly cold remedies, supplements, and immunity boosters, along with science behind them, to give you plenty of tips on how to fight a cold. As always, as this becomes a little long for you, just turn it off and come back, right? It's not like I'm going anywhere. Okay, number one. Okay, I'm in love. Number one, fruit and veggies for the win. I love that they started with that. If you follow a plant-based diet to begin with, you're probably already eating plenty of fruit and vegetables. However, certain varieties may help you on your way to fighting off that pesky common cold. Number one, berries and vitamins rich in vitamin C. We all know that fruit is a good source of vitamins and minerals. However, certain fruits such as strawberries, cranberries, and blueberries are rich in compounds known as, I always say this wrong, anthocyanins, which have antiviral, anti-inflammatory, and immune-boosting properties. And there's a hyperlink for that. Fruits with high amounts of anthocyanins have been found to prevent common viruses and bacteria from attaching to cells. Throw some berries into a blender and make a cooling smoothie to help soothe the sore throat, or use them to top off an acai bowl. Do you say it acai? To give it a fruity immune-boosting twist. Vitamin C has also been known to show support in the immune function, so snacking on foods that are good sources of it, such as oranges, red and green peppers, broccoli, and strawberries, may be worth doing when you're feeling under the weather. You know, when you just don't feel well and you lose your appetite, it can be hard to get some of these things in, but that's why I always think blending and guzzling, even thinking of it as medicinal purposes, is just a good idea. This is what is awesome. So today I literally had oranges, yay God. I absolutely had strawberries and blueberries and broccoli. So that is just fantastic. Okay, number two, avocados. Again, within your plan. There's so many thoughts on that. Avocados are a great option for foods to feature cold. If you're struggling to eat because of a sore throat, which I hate, like sore throats take me down. I don't have one, but they do. Like, I'm such a baby with a sore throat, it's ridiculous. Or perhaps even a dodgy tummy. Again, no dodgy tummy. Avocados are soft and bland, whilst still being rich in fiber, vitamins, and minerals. In addition, The healthy fats they contain, known as oleic acid, have anti-inflammatory properties and have also been found to play a role in the function of your immune system. Fantastic. Number 3, leafy greens, something I also had today. Eating plenty of leafy greens when you're sick is also a must. Leafy greens have been used historically for their antibacterial properties, and in particular, dark green vegetables are packed with great compounds which act as antioxidants and help fight inflammation. Supplements. Not so much, but let's see. Making sure your diet is packed with immune boosting foods is one way to help you fight off the common cold. But sometimes, if you don't really feel like eating, and that is just straight up, right? It can be difficult to get them in, and this is where supplements come in handy. And of course, that's completely true, and I'll share on that. But I would definitely say if you could make a light drink, like a green smoothie, I mean, certainly the refreshing lightness of something like cucumbers, things that are just cool and light and refreshing. I think that helps so much. Okay, but some of the vitamins that they were recommending was a vitamin B12 supplement, vitamin D3. D3 is not vegan. A lot of people don't know that. Actually, D2 is considered vegan, but vegan omega and aloe. These are just like some pictures that they have. They're going to go through them right now. So, number 4, zinc is an important mineral which supports, excuse me, normal immune health as well as metabolism, making it a popular choice for common cold treatments. Zinc also contributes to normal cognitive function, which is an essential part of general health and well-being. Straight up. Number 5, vitamin D. Vitamin D can also be useful, playing an important role in the body by contributing to the normal functioning of the immune system, as well as maintenance of normal bones, teeth, and muscle function. The primary source of vitamin D is through sun exposure, and I live in California. I mean, come on. We could not be more blessed with the sun. And even in the high desert, high sun all day long. You can imagine, even when it's 38 degrees, the sun is out and it's beautiful. And by the time it gets to 42, people are peeling off their coats. So sun exposure and vegan-friendly food sources are limited mainly to mushrooms. You know what? I just keep a frozen container of mushrooms in my freezer. Like I literally buy those white button or the brown button ones from Costco. They're organic. I just put the whole container in the freezer. And when I make my smoothies, I drop like 2 in a day. Amazing. Mainly to mushrooms or fortified foods such as plant milks or cereals. This means that it can be easy to become deficient in important micronutrients. According to the U.S. government figures, approximately 40% of the population has low levels of vitamin D. Vitamin D8. I don't know what that means. Vitamin D supplements are a super convenient way to support your well-being and get your daily dose of sunshine vitamins. When we were doing that self-care challenge, which was sponsored by Everly, they had some stuff, and I was seeing how some people were concerned about getting enough vitamin D. And like I said, I live in the high desert, but I'm always willing to check. And so they had some pretty reasonable things, and they're probably even better because it's Cyber Monday, and I didn't wait for Cyber Monday. But I did go ahead and purchase this vitamin D test, and it was about $32. I was super interested because that's not a common one that my doctor will test for. I get so many blood tests, which is fantastic, mostly because of like my bipolar and my kidneys, my thyroid, all the things I've had trouble with. But these were ones that I didn't. And then this one really interested me too. It was quite a bit more expensive, but I just wanted it for myself. And this was a women's health test. And it's tests for like 11 different, don't tell me, hormones, I think, levels of hormones in, just stuff to do with the female body. Super interested. These just came in the mail today. I will keep you posted on that. I know a little while back, and I think I saw it on Lissa's Raw Food Romance, so Melissa Maris, where she had Ombre, I think it was called Ombre, where you get the test done to figure out like what foods, actually like how healthy your microbiome was. Mine came out at 76%, which was actually considered really good. But anyway, when I can and those things interest me, it's definitely something I'm willing to look into. Speaking of looking into things, what pray tell did I just do? Okay. That is classic. Okay, thanks for sticking with me, peeps. I couldn't find my mouse, but here we are. Okay, number 6, vitamin B12, and that is something I do take on a regular basis. Now, mostly because we know our soil is depleted, right? So even if people who are thinking, well, I get mine because I eat dead animals, your dead animals are eating depleted soil too. So yeah, it's just a common thing that most people need at this point. It says for those following a strict plant-based diet, it's worth considering a vitamin B12 supplement to ensure your body gets all the support it needs, particularly when receiving and recovering from illness. Like vitamin D, vitamin B12 is one of the harder vitamins to source naturally on a vegan diet, as B12 is most commonly associated with animal-based products, again, for that same reason. But even animal-based products are depleted now. Vitamin B12 is an essential vitamin and contributes to a wide range of different important functions in the body, for supporting normal energy yielding metabolism, to red blood cell formation and cell division. Importantly, vitamin B12 helps to reduce tiredness and fatigue whilst contributing to the normal function of the immune system, which is vital when you are feeling under the weather, which of course they just said. But I think if you go up in Jules Plus Vegan right there in my search and put in B12, I did a whole video on the benefits of B12. Okay, plants, herbs, and spices. When it comes to a natural cold remedy, there are a number of plant and herb-based options for you to try that may get you on the right track to feeling better. One is echinacea. Man, people swear by it, especially the liquid that you put under the tongue. It ain't for the faint of heart. That is tough to take, but wow, it's a real punch. It says, let's start with one of the most common ones, echinacea. Echinacea has long been used traditionally for medicinal purposes, and it's been found to have anti-inflammatory, antiviral, and antioxidant properties. Whilst there is mixed evidence in terms of how effective it is at actually fighting a cold, it has been suggested that drinking echinacea tea could actually reduce the duration of the symptoms. That's fair enough. But you know what? So often we just don't have the money, right? People who are herbal based and vegan and stuff, they don't have big pharma's money to prove how it works. So it's really private or personal testimonial, word of mouth, and I trust it. Number 8, ginger. Yes. Similar to echinacea, when it comes to home remedies for cold and flu, you can't go wrong with ginger root. With a long history of use in traditional medicine, ginger contains a compound called gingerol, which is responsible for many of the associated health benefits, including antioxidants and anti-inflammatory effects. In addition, if you're feeling a little on the queasy side, ginger has been found to be an effective remedy for nausea too. Either opt for ginger tea or add some to a smoothie to give it the little extra kick in this antioxidant turmeric smoothie. Ooh, and it's a hyperlink. Recipe which packs plenty of punch. I'm going to click on that and hope I don't lose the whole thing. And I am going to go ahead and I'm going to cut and paste that because it looks like an amazing recipe. And I will add that in the description of this video because people, I'm Jules Plus Vegan and that's how I roll. Number 9, marshmallow root. Sadly, this doesn't mean snacking on marshmallows will improve a cold. Marshmallow root is derived from a perennial herb and is used in some natural cold remedies. Syrups containing marshmallow root have been found to be effective in relieving coughs, as it's thought to contain an enzyme which helps to inhibit bacteria and loosen mucus. Now, I know they don't mean that in terms of consuming marshmallows, but I will tell you, when people are feeling sick and feeling down and inevitably feeling a little sorry for themselves because they're sick and down, having a warm cup of hot cocoa with marshmallows, which would remind them of like comfort or childhood or whatever, could very well help as much, right? Because you're helping not just the body, but the entire spirit and soul. No, I'm not recommending that, though you can certainly get cacao powder or 100% non-sweetened cocoa. I mean, there are ways to do that, and marshmallows by definition are vegan, but I'm not recommending that. I'm just saying I could counter argue that sometimes a comforting memory can help you heal nearly as much. All right, number 10, garlic. Believe it or not, garlic can be useful when it comes to fighting the common cold. I absolutely believe it. Garlic is like amazing. Not that I consume it, that I can respect it. This is because it contains compounds that have been found to help the immune system fight germs, with some studies indicating that it may reduce the severity of cold and flu symptoms as well as the duration of your illness. One way to incorporate this into your diet while you're recovering is by adding it to some classic comfort food. Why not try our delicious creamy garlic mushroom pasta recipe? Another hyperlink. That's a hard no. Um, you know, I have trouble with onion. I'm a little kid. I've always been a little kid when it came to food. So mushrooms, again, frozen in a smoothie, I'm good to go. But just mushrooms, the texture doesn't work for me. Olives, no. Garlic, no. Onions, no. But I'm trying because I know they're so good. So recently I did buy dehydrated onion. And I've been sprinkling that into like my salads and stuff to try and get some of it in. I may try and find some dehydrated garlic. I don't know, but we're all doing the best we can. Okay, looking after you. Huh. Of course, it's important to look after yourself with immune boosting foods and by topping up those vitamins and minerals. But when you're stuck down with cold or flu, it's important to take care of yourself in other ways too. Here are a few final tips when it comes to natural cold remedies and looking after yourself. Number 11, stay hydrated. Straight up. Nutrition is important, but it's equally important to stay hydrated by drinking plenty of water, especially if you're fighting a fever. If you're not keen on plain water, try herbal teas or green tea instead, or like 101 Annie on Instagram, add some fresh fruit into that water. Number 12, get plenty of rest. Avoiding stress is one of the best ways to prepare your body physically and mentally to fight off sickness. While staying at home, it's good for avoiding spreading your illness. It's also a chance to slow the pace of things down and do things that are relaxing, such as meditation, reading, yoga, or even baking. Number 13, have a warm bath. A warm bath is a great way to ease any aches and pains that the body may have. You can also add essential oils such as lavender, tea tree, or eucalyptus to create a more soothing effect. You know, it's so interesting. Eucalyptus tree is deadly. People have used eucalyptus branches to cook a hot dog and died, right? But for some reason, it's okay to use eucalyptus oil. I've always been puzzled by that. Tell me what you know. Number 14, gargle with salt water. Gargling salt water is a great way to ease a sore throat and loosen mucus. Completely agree on that. Mix approximately 1/4 to 1/2 teaspoon of table salt with 1 to 200 milligrams of warm water, and then gargle the salt water and spit it out. Number 15, regularly wash your hands. All the principles that we learned for COVID, from hand washing to distancing to wearing masks, like those are just good practices at this time of year. It's only going to get worse. I mean, especially as a teacher, right? And I knew it. I knew when my kids came back after a week from holiday with so many different people in their lives and so many of them being affected and sick and everything, that I would really have to double up, which is another reason I took a moment for myself. Okay, everybody knows that washing your hands properly with soap and warm water is a vital part of self-hygiene. This is especially relevant after coughing, sneezing, or blowing your nose to prevent germ spreading. Straight up. In summary, there are many natural plant remedies that are associated with health benefits that can improve general well-being or help to improve the symptoms associated with cold and flu. These can be foods that can be incorporated into meals or smoothies, such as leafy greens or berries high in anthocyanins. Other remedies can be made in the form of a comforting warm tea, such as ginger or echinacea. When cooking with fresh ingredients isn't an option, supplements are an extremely convenient way to ensure you meet the daily recommended intake of essential vitamins and minerals. As well as keeping on top of nutritional intake, it's important to make sure your lifestyle habits are adjusted to make sure your body can recover as quickly as possible. This means getting plenty of sleep, staying hydrated, and doing things to help reduce stress, such as having a warm bath or meditating. Remember, some things can't be rushed. However, we can make small changes and choices to give our body what it needs to get better. Straight up, my friends. All right, I just wanted to share that. 'Tis the season, right? Okay, like if you like, join us if you haven't. Subscribe. Let me know in the comments below how I may support you. If you're doing that arms challenge, where are you at? I'd love to hear. And until we talk again, best of all, know that you're blessed.